Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Bearded Ford Tech. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I got to do a radiator in a 2017 Transit with a 3.7 liter, and I'm going to show you guys the process. I already have the radiator out, but I'm going to go through the workshop manual with you and show you what it wants you to do, and then we're going to get up underneath the vehicle and show you how I did it. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, we see it right there, 2017 Transit, and we are in the workshop manual and 3.7 liter Duratec. Removal and installation. And the first thing it tells you to do is to remove the cooling module, and then it says refer to cooling module 30303A engine cooling. And then you scroll down here and it tells you within a neutral, position it on a hoist, recover the refrigerant, drain the cooling system, remove and discard the lower load path bars. So this is underneath the vehicle. That's the load path bars. Okay, and then it says remove the bolt and position the transmission cooler hose bracket. Okay, remove the push pins and move the AC lines. Okay. Disconnect the electrical connector and move the AC lines from the condenser, which is why it's telling you it wants you to evac the AC system. So keep all this in mind now. And it says disconnect the lower radiator hose. Then back up on top of the vehicle, this is on the driver's side, these two electrical connectors here. This is looking down at the fan. There's a valve cover. Looking down at the fan, unplug those two electrical connectors and move them over. And then you have the transmission cooler hose, which connects to the transmission cooler. Remember that. And then I want you to take out the 8mm nut and then lift up on the transmission cooler to lift it out of its lock bracket. And then looks like remove the coolant hose from the cooling fan shroud. And then the degas bottle hose, which connects to the radiator, and then the upper coolant hose. And then you got to take out these two bolts here and these two bolts here and drop this whole thing down in one assembly, and then to install reverse the removal procedure. But now remember, it says drop it down in one whole assembly, so it's still sitting on the lower support here. And then you got to take the fan off. All right, there's your lock tab for it. There's the radiator. So let's go look and see what I did. There's the fan. There's the lower radiator support, and then that is the lower portion of the bumper. There's the condenser, just kind of hanging out. I did not disconnect the condenser line at all. Okay, this is the bracket that I want you to loosen for the cooler lines. See how they go up? These are the AC lines. And then if you look, lower coolant hose, and then there's the bracket. Not the bracket, excuse me. Transmission cooler. Let's see if we can get up in here. Sorry. That's the transmission cooler. And then maybe if we look way up there, those probably can't see them, but there is, yeah, way up there. That's the two plugs for the top of the radiator, or the cooling fan. So all we did is we literally just took, and obviously see the front bars are still in there. We just took all that down, took the lower support down, pulled the fan out after we disconnected everything up top, pulled the fan out, disconnected the lower coolant hose. Over here, obviously the upper coolant hose, all that stuff's getting replaced as well. Had the radiator held down like this, Andrew got on this side in the front reached in there and unlocked the condenser, and then I just pulled the radiator down. The radiator is over here. You see the circles? That's where the fan sits. So this thing's pretty old and brittle. You can actually see that right there. It's cracked. And it was leaking very badly. Started up here. See if I can, yeah, see the discoloration. You can actually still see some of the liquid in there. You can see it started up here and inside here, and it was running, and it's cracked, and it's just leaking all the way down. So it's getting a new one. We'll have to take these, put them on the new one, obviously the lower one, put it on the new one. I am filling it with AMSOIL coolant. I don't have that sitting on the floor over here, but if you want some, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get some. So we didn't recover the AC system. Yeah, we have the condenser hanging there, and all we're gonna do, I'll grab the radiator, stick it up inside here. Everything will be held up in place like so. And then we'll lock the condenser back into the radiator, and then make all our connections, lower it down, put everything back together up here, down here, lower it back down, make all the connections up top. And then once all the connections are done up top, I'll add the AMSOIL coolant to it, and I'll burp the system. I may do a vacuum fill on this one because it's been open for a while. I've just been so busy. But that is how we do it. We didn't exactly follow the workshop manual to specifications. We did find an easier way to do it. So, hey, if it works, right? Anyways, if you guys want some AMSOIL fluids, I'll leave a link down in the description. Don't forget to go over to RainmanRaysRepairs.com. Click on Influencer Gear. There you will find t-shirts from yours truly and stickers, and from the other influencers as well. Influencers as well. That would be Power Stroke Tech Talk with A-Rod, Lauren Wife Unit, and Rainman Ray. It helps the channels out greatly. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.